The contract is clear and it's been known for a long time. The police unions are not authorized to strike. It's in their collective bargaining agreement. It's a matter of state law. What we've seen from the Fraternal Order of Police, and particularly the leadership, is a lot of misinformation, a lot of half-truths, and frankly flat-out lies in order to induce an insurrection.
So apparently there's some officers out there who are finally saying no to some of this mandate nonsense and actually standing up to people like the mayor of Chicago, who of course is now calling them insurrectionists, because obviously that's going to be the new buzz term for the next 4 years, right? Let's face it, until we get through with the next presidential election, they're going to be pulling out the word insurrectionist any chance they get. If you speak up at a town hall, you're an insurrectionist. If you're trying to strike because you are against these mandates, you're now an insurrectionist. Congratulations. We are now all insurrectionists who, of course, oppose vaccine mandates, according to Lori Lightfoot, who, let's face it, of anyone giving out medical advice, that woman? Ugh. Either way, the police are finally starting to stand up to a certain level, at least, and oppose the vaccine mandates that are being forced upon them. Not just in places like Chicago, but in places like Seattle as well, where we see, police officers playing the "Don't Tread on Me" flag on their police vehicles for everyone to see. Now, part of me is thinking, yay, fantastic, people standing up, congrats, awesome. But then you realize these are the same officers who have been imposing the mandates on us this entire time. These are the officers who have been shutting down churches, who have been arresting preachers, who basically said, hey, it's okay for the strip clubs to be open, it's okay for, the ABC store or the alcohol stores to be open, but you know what? As much as you can buy liquor and apparently go to strip clubs, you can't go to church. That's where we draw the line. You can't go to church. That's where we're going to say you're not allowed to, and we're going to drag you out. All right, we're going to drag you out for worshiping, for just going to worship. Absolutely ridiculous stuff like that. Shutting down people's businesses, saying that, guess what? Yeah, you might have your own shoe store. Well, we're closing you down. But people can go to Walmart and buy shoes. This is what we've been living with right now. We've been living with a police force who've been imposing unconstitutional rules left and right. So when they sit there and come out against these mandates, the only thing I'm thinking is, what happens if they get an exemption? Do you think they're not going to still enforce those mandates on us? Do you think that if the officers win this, if the officers come out on top, do you think they're not going to then enforce the crazed laws that this woman is putting forward, that these places are putting forward and all across these Democrat cities? Are they still not going to enforce these laws on the people? Maybe I'm a pessimist. I don't know. I don't think they will. Or I think they will. Sorry. It's just... There's no way at this point I think anyone can really trust the police anymore. I think this idea that the police, if they were given unconstitutional law, so they would all stand up and stand up for the Constitution. No, all that's BS. It's all BS. Maybe in the country, maybe in like some small towns where none of this stuff has been enforced whatsoever. But in the cities at the very least, these officers, I have almost no pity for any of them. I just don't anymore. The reason is because I was in New York for like 2 months working for, the company I work for. I was stuck in New York for like 2 months trying to open up a couple offices out there. And it was when, that was beginning of this year. And I saw officers bust multiple parties in the Bronx left and right, arresting people for gathering. They were peacefully gathering. Yeah, they were partying it up. Yeah, they were having a good old time. Was it kind of irritating hearing the blasting music while I'm trying to set up an office? Yeah, a little bit. But you know what? They had all rights to be there. They had all rights to do that sort of stuff. The government has no right to tell them they're not allowed to assemble. All right? And the officers came to me. They asked me if I knew anything that was going on, to give some testimony to let them know, hey, and think about this real quick. In New York, while I'm trying to get some work done, they bust a party in the building, in the same building, and they come to me to get a test, to try to get information about people just wanting to hang out and drink. People who just wanted to get together and not have to wear a mask all the time. They came to me to try to get information to help prosecute these people. So I told the officer just to get lost, and I went back to my work, and they went ahead and still arrested these people. The point is, these officers had no problem going into private property and arresting people because there was too many people in a room. And you expect me to have pity. You expect me to say, this is wrong, what you're doing to the officers. No, it's not. They're having to live by the rules they imposed on us. Now, am I glad they're standing up? To a point, yes. Hopefully it shakes some things loose in the system. About half of the officers in Chicago apparently are being put on leave because they have yet to comply with the new mandates. I think that's a good thing so far because, of course, Chicago is already just a complete hellscape as is. Losing half your officers is going to make it even worse, which I think might accelerate this idea of, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be forcing these mandates on people. Let's back off a little bit. But at the end of the day, if they really wanted to do it, all they would have to do is give the officers an exemption, the same they did early on for the post office, and they would go back to work and enforcing these unconstitutional laws. This is a good first step for city cops. But until I see them no longer harassing innocent people who've done nothing wrong, until we see them no longer shutting down businesses for no good reason, until we see them no longer enforcing mask mandates on private property where they have no right to do so, until we see that, I have nothing more to say about the officers at this point. They reap what they sow. They enforce these laws. Now it's coming back to bite them in the ass. If they get fired and lose their livelihood, you know what? You took the livelihood from other people. Right? You took the livelihood from another business owner. Damn it, I don't care about your livelihood. It bewilders me. People on the right, of course, are forgetting so quickly what these officers did to people. Right? What they did to their communities. They turned their back on the Constitution. They turned their back on the community. And you expect me to sit there and go, yay, they're on our side. No, they're not. They're on their own side. That's all they care about, all right? The thin blue line when it comes to city, we can say, thin blue line when in the country, it means back the blue. Sure, we have respect for officers here in the country because for the most part, locally elected sheriffs, you have more control. But when it comes to cities, the thin blue line really means, no, we're going to look out just for ourselves and ourselves alone. We don't care about the people. We don't care about what rules you pass. We don't care about anything, whether it's constitutional or not. We will do it if you pay us to do it. It's as simple as that. The thin blue line just simply means corruption, corruption, corruption when it comes to city cops, and I am tired of pretending it otherwise. Until we see them no longer enforcing this crap on the people, how are we supposed to at all feel like they're on our side? Either way, what do you think? I'm tired of seeing people on the right just fall for this trap of defending the officers every chance they get when it's clear the officers are just as guilty as the politicians. And that's just what I think. But what do you think? Leave a comment below. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It really does help out a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be talking again real soon.